Ghost, 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 ghost.
VATP on the beat.
Hello, it's now time for another tutorial, guys. Yes, I'm Martin. People know me as Ghost Vapor. Today it's gonna be for the avocado. I like the little ceramic things. These were the things that made me got that avocado and want to build on it. Alright, so we will do a tiny little coil on it. Actually, the coil we will make, it's for pretty much any other tank that are pretty small, because I will do it with a 1mm drill bit, but I will actually use a 2mm drill bit for the actual coil. But when I will do it with the 1mm drill bit. After that it will cut, and I will show you that the 2mm anyway, you'll get it. Alright, so I will feature also this liquid, which is MGHOST Unity. It's by Mr. Good Vape. It's a crazy liquid. I love this line. There's 3 of them. Today it's gonna be the Russian. They have German and American, but today it is gonna be the Russian, my favorite. Alright, and another quick look at to remind you guys that I have builds on sales. You buy 4 for $45 Canadian. You can pick out of 15 different builds. I only sell the minimum I can send. It's 4 builds, because otherwise it's not worth it. And you can select out of 14-15 different kind of builds, and also luxury builds, which are cost more, but they're more tricky. They're more like builds like this here. Alright, and to remind you, I have received some stickers, Ghost Vapor stickers, and some shirts. Check them out, guys. The website will be up very soon, but in the meantime, you can get them by me. This is the front of the shirt, and this is the back of the shirt. Alright, so check them out, guys, and let's jump on this build. Let's do this, and let's try this, and build safe, guys. If you don't have the skills to attempt this, watch the videos, because there's plenty of tricks in my videos. Alright, especially on this one. So check this out. Talk to you in a moment with the making of this. Alright, so this is what we will use for attempting this build. Alright, just a reminder, like I said, we will do it for the avocado, and unlike I usually do it, I usually do a dual coil. But since that avocado, I got that tiny little ceramic thing, I tried it last week, all week long, and I just love the way just a single coil hit with this. And on top of it, if you have 2 coils, it's always a little harder to fill up, and that tiny little tank, you gotta fill it up pretty often. I consider this more as a dripper than as a tank, because you can just remove it and drip on it, and the bottom is actually an overflow if you like so. But I like it like that. But since we have just a single coil, what we will do a crazy macro Clapton, because the flavor out of those tiny little super Clapton are crazy, and for this is just like the perfect build for a single coil. So this is what we will do. So okay, first you will need the Avocado RDA by Geek Vapes. You will need 38 gauge and 40 gauge to do our macro Clapton. We will need some 36 gauge and 32 gauge. Alright, so that's what we will use. We will use 1 millimeter bit because we need to make that coil pretty small. We will need obviously the usual tool, cutters, long nose, ceramic tweezers, scissors, of course a wicking tool. So yes, that's what we will need. See you up there for the making. This time I'm gonna show you a little trick. My little trick when I do macro Clapton. When I do macro Clapton, first of all, we'll get our core ready, and I'll show you my trick after. Alright, as for the core, you will need about, I say, not the core, well, yeah, the core. You will need about 1 meter above the 38 gauge. Because we will do our macro Clapton 38 gauge wrap with 40 gauge. Alright? Sorry, this is giving me little issues. Okay, so now first I will put my 38 in my tube right away, and I suggest you guys get a tube like this when you macro clap. Okay, got I'll cut the extra that is not really nice. Alright. Okay, so now I will use an electrical drill because the electrical is way faster and we need to do a pretty long. So this is my trick. First of all, on my table I always put like a little piece of tape, which I just flip one little part right here, so that way it holds my wires all the time instead of putting it in a hole when I know I'm gonna use it again. I just take it and I put it under, and that's it. Alright, this is trick number 1. Trick number 2, I don't know if you guys can see this. You know what that is. I put a tape on it so it doesn't slip my fingers. This is, you know, those 0.5 automatic pencils. I just took the tip of it, unscrewed it, and I use it to pass my 40 gauge in it. Alright. After that, once it's in it, so as you see, I put my roll in my finger like this, like you've seen before. I take this close as I can. I just roll it, take it as close as I can to my wire. When I'm ready, I just start going. As you see, you don't have any problem with it, you know, it keeps going on its groove, and with the drill going fast like this, it just makes it even. There you go, guys. Just gotta fix this part because it didn't. Okay, so now 40 gauge. Okay, so now we got our about 1 meter of macro Clapton. Alright, we're gonna Clapton this on a 32 gauge. Alright, back in a moment. Well, guys, so we will do our 32-36 Clapton. I did a little upgrade to my little knee board. You see those colors right here. It's just I have some more right here. These are just little tricks that I make myself to make my life easier when I make coils. You will see why. So now with our 32, since we don't need to Clapton this as a macro Clapton, we don't need as long as a wire that we needed for the macro Clapton. So that's actually a measurement line. Instead than measuring it with a tape or a ruler, this is what I use. The top here it's 35, the yellow one 35 centimeter, the orange 50, and the green it's the long of my board, which is 78 centimeter. Alright, so what I do for this, we will need 35 centimeters, so easy like this, you know, you take your measurement with it. That's all it does, but it makes your life easier when you need to do something that is pretty much the same and you don't want to waste wire either. You do little things like this, you will see it will help a lot. So now I'm gonna take my 32 gauge, I'm gonna put it in my chuck. Oops. We're gonna go ahead and straighten this. Okay, so now we take our 36. But you know, like when I do builds, if you use the same gauges as I do, you will get the same result as I do. But if you don't happen to have 36, or when I use ribbon, like the type of ribbon, try to get as close as possible of the ribbon I'm using or the gauge that I am using. And I always suggest when you pick gauges to replace, let's say this one here, it's 32-36. So if you want to replace, don't go below, try to go up. So you got, you don't get too low as a resistance. Alright, very important. So now let's go ahead and Clapton this. I hate when I get to the end and it breaks from the chuck or it breaks from an end and you get this shit. Well, you can straighten that just like you do with a normal plain wire. Alright, okay, so we will go ahead and straighten it. Alright, so now we would take again our 32 gauge. We will cut ourselves. Now this time we don't really need that long, about like 15 centimeter. That will do. Alright. We're gonna go ahead and straighten it. And now it's time for the macro Clapton that we just did. We take our meter of macro Clapton, put in the chuck with the 32 gauge. And for this part, this is not a part where you go fast, because you need to make sure that your macro Clapton is well wrapped and tight around your wire. Alright, very important. This is the way you do it. You never have long enough. You see, like we did about this long with about a meter of macro Clapton. So that's exactly why I was saying that you gotta make some macro Clapton and you gotta make them long enough. Alright. Now we got two pieces that will be long enough for this attempt. Alright. So I'll put these down, we'll change the cameras, we'll go down and we'll coil this. Got my macro Clapton that broke, but I got long enough. What I'll do is I'm gonna cut this part and I'm gonna do the other one. We don't need a second one, but since I broke, I'm gonna keep making it. You know where that little wobble was on the wire? That's where it broke. Macro Clapton are extremely fragile. It's the same when you Clapton it. Don't hold it too tight because it's gonna break. They're very, very fragile little wire. Time to coil it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut ourselves a piece of that 32-36 Clapton that we previously made, and one of those little macro Clapton that we made too. Alright, make sure to prepare your RTA, your avocado. Open the holes, unscrew the screws, and we will take our 1mm drill bit, screwdriver, and we go ahead and we do 5 wraps. And we always start with the Clapton, not the big wire. The big wire always goes inside. And as you coil it, don't pull on your wire too much. You're gonna spread the macro Clapton. Okay, once you have your 5 wraps with the Clapton only, you do 1 extra wrap. So you have 6 wrap of the Clapton and 5 wrap of the macro Clapton. All right, and you'll see it starts with a Clapton and it ends with a Clapton. All right. Once you have that, you can go ahead and mount it. I wanted to do a tiny one for you guys out there that like who have smaller tanks. You can actually make this wire and put it in other tanks. That's why I did this for this build, but it's actually a great build for the Avocado. Alright, so I will need to tighten this a little more. And when you mount coils, you see, that's the hard part. Because, you know, how many of you guys seen crazy ass wires, pictures, but you never seen them mount? Because in the process of mounting them, they get all fucked up. So the guy couldn't actually mount it. That's what happened with a lot of pictures that I see. The wire look insane. Took probably hours to make, but it's unusable. One is too big for any holes of any addies, or it's unworkable because some wires, they just don't want you to play with them once they're made. Yeah, it's a pretty tiny little coil. Alright, so now let's cut those lead and let's put it on something that, let's see, I'll put it on this. You see, this is a 0.7 ohm build. See how pretty it is. Oh. Alright, so I got pretty nice little colors. It lights up pretty even, as you can see. Yeah. Alright, so now let's wick this. Okay, I actually, with my other piece, I actually mounted it, and I mounted it with the 2mm, just to show you, because as I was saying, I did the 1mm to show you guys that you can actually make it to put in other tanks that you don't have that much room. So you can make this one, and I made it with the 2mm, which is better for this tank because there's more cotton inside that will fill those holes right down here, because it's very important that those holes are pretty well clogged but not too tight, to avoid any spilled, any leaking too. Alright, so now since I have this, I will remove the small one. Now that I have this one with the 2mm, just gonna make sure everything's fine with it. That's a pretty one. it's up even again. So let's wick this. Let's prepare the wick and we'll be right back. This is how I found it was like the easiest, but again, I'm a builder, I'm not used to tanks, alright? So the wicking for tanks, you might have better ways than I do, but this is how I do it, and to me it works fine. It doesn't leak, I don't get any dry burn. I can keep the same wick for about a week before getting any dry hits. Alright, so for this, it has to be not tight, so juice travel a lot, but tight enough to fill those holes, because if they don't fill enough, it will leak. I think I got too much cotton, but I'll see how tight is it. It is. Oh, that's pretty okay. But again, if it's tight, make it not as tight, you know, by playing with it. Now that's, you see, like in the middle it gets soft, but I got plenty of wick all around the other side. I'm kind of grinding it in a way. You see, I can remove this, but remember, you will need long enough because these got to go at the bottom of that well. Alright, so now you can take an Allen key or anything small enough to bring them down those tiny little holes. If you can, in that hole, make them all spread nice, tight and fluffy. You see, like, I'll show you. You see the bottom? Wait, I'll try to get there. You see, like, the bottom, it's well clogged, there's no hair, but if you look inside, I spreaded it inside of it. Alright, let's do the same with the other side. See, this is it. This is the way inside looks. Alright, and this is the way this looks. Alright, now for the filling, pretty simple. This time, oh, that's an empty bottle. Let's get another one. Alright, for this I'm gonna use, it's called Unity by it's Russian, it's Ziomesto. They're from Germany, and they did like an association called Unity with Mr. Good Vape. This one, it's the Russian. And again, I only vape 0 mg. Oh, And this liquid is so freaking good. I'll have the description in the video. It's some sort of minty tea. It's weird. It's very weird. But nothing tastes like it. Nothing. I love this juice. So this is how you fill it. The little holes you see on the other side, I use those holes to fill the little tiny tank. Alright, and don't forget to wet your coil just like you do with a dripper. Perfect. Oh, let's make sure this is full. Okay, once this is full, you take your little ceramic piece that comes with it. You got a spare one in case you need some. And then there's the little Geek Vape logo on top of this. I don't know if you, anyway. And honestly, I didn't expect much from this when I saw it, but as you can see, it's gorgeous. I didn't expect much from this when I got it. I didn't expect to like it. And actually, I fucking love it. And what I like is with that ceramic thing, even if it touches the coil, it doesn't matter. It won't create a short, it won't do nothing. Alright, so now let's put the cap on and have a vape of this. Okay, we're back, guys. Alright, so this is the avocado build, and the avocado build is pretty nasty. Well, nasty in the sense that it's pretty good. That's awesome. And again, guys, go nuts on it. Try it. Try to do different things. Later on, I'll try a dual and shit like that. But I really wanted to use that little ceramic thing, and I think it works wonderfully. And the actual overlook of the tank, it's beautiful. And I'm using the frosted glass one. I got a spare clear glass, but I really like the color and the look it gives the tank. Sorry I'm using this, it's because I gotta wait for other batteries for my other mods and stuff like that, and I got new mods coming on the mail too. So yes, let's get back to this liquid. MGHOST, German, America, Unity. It's pretty awesome. This one is Russian. They have 3 other flavors, German and American. My favorite is the Russian. And let me give you a little description of the flavors in this. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I'm just gonna give you a quick view of the flavors in this. There's some black tea leaves, rich black cherries, sweet plums, and a bit of menthol. Yeah, that's pretty much the flavors you get in this, and it's a pretty unique flavors and taste. On the way in, you don't feel any menthol. Well, you feel it a little bit. You feel it more like on the way out, but it's the mix of it all. It's pretty insane. I'd love to have a drink that tastes like this. But since I vape zero, maybe I can add some to my some other drinks that I drink. Anyway, let's quit this short. Thank you guys for watching this. Please share, subscribe. You'll get more and more and more tutorial. More it goes, more subscribers I get. We'll get requests. We'll play games. I got new stuff coming up. I will try to do some crazy different videos about vaping, about the area that I'm at, the areas that I will be visiting, and I'll do all of this with a drone, obviously if I don't crash it. Alright, so yeah, I'll try to play with this because I got some guys who sent me some drones because they like the way I do my videos, that I'm creative and blah blah blah. They like the stunt that I did. They like the one last winter. Anyway, other things, as you see, I got some hats, I got some stickers, I got some shirt, Ghost Vapor Coils shirts, pretty freaking cool. There's the logo in the back, the big home sign, Ghost Vapor. Check them out, guys. Got stickers. I got the lines of coils, of course. I got about like 14, 15 on the regular lineup and 4 to 6 on the luxury lineup. Check them out, guys. Website's coming soon. In the meantime, contact me via Facebook or here on YouTube. So see you soon on the next tutorial. Next tutorial is gonna be on the Hercules RDA. Alright, so keep watching and we'll do a crazy big one on the Hercules. Alright, so peace. Talk to you soon and build safe.